Hey everybody, Josh Searson of World Alternative Media here, and we are joined by the man himself, the dollar vigilante, Jeff Berwick. I first want to tell you, incredible work on another amazing Anarchapulco. We got a 7.5 magnitude earthquake yesterday. We got Ron Paul, we got G. Edward Griffin, we got a whole bunch of incredible people, many breakout sessions. How do you think Anarchapulco is going so far?
As you said, it's been pretty incredible and totally unexpected, really. Up until about 3 months ago, we thought maybe 1,000. We more than sold out. Ron Paul's speech, people are standing. I think it's about 1,600 when you include everyone, sponsors and speakers and everybody. So last year we had about 500 or 600. So that's pretty much a triple. I can't do the math in my head. I went to the same government indoctrination camps as you did in Canada. We were forced into those, but. Yeah, it's been pretty amazing, and you know, I've been watching a lot of the speeches online on the live stream because you've seen how I get approached by so many people here, and it's just too much. I just got to get out of here. So I've been watching quite a bit in my house, and man, the speeches have been like next level type speeches, and so many of them talking about. I remember like 3 years ago, we're in our 4th year now, 4 years ago, a lot of the speeches were like the government sucks and, you know, screw the government, and almost all the speeches now are like, to change the world you need to change yourself. It's all about love and peace. It has really been a transformation.
Yeah, here are the solutions for the problems that we you know, make you aware of. And I mean, so I wanted to go into something that has been a tricky topic this year. You know, most people that didn't come out to Anarchapulco because, you know, they want to keep their eyes shut to the whole thing say it's a Bitcoin Cash shill conference. And now, okay, Bitcoin.com is obviously a sponsor. And I mean, I've always found blockchain to be very unifying. It's probably one of the most unifying things we have on the planet. People I talk to around here, it's still about 70% of people are actually supportive of Bitcoin. So to those out there saying it's a Bitcoin Cash shill conference, we are allowed opinions. We are individualists. But what do you think of that take on things and the Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin kind of debacle we've been seeing in recent months?
Yeah, it's been interesting. There's a lot of misconceptions out there about myself and my beliefs on things, about the conference's belief on things, and I'll set them straight right now, and I haven't told anyone this, so you're getting the scoop. First of all, I've been into Bitcoin since 2011. I'm not a hater of Bitcoin. I have not been liking a lot of the changes, and obviously, at the very least, they've made some massive mistakes in the last year by taking so long to switch over to a SegWit, not realizing the market would take a while to catch up with it, and we've had Bitcoin taking like $100 transaction fees in a week to transfer for quite a while. It's getting a little bit better now, but a lot of it's because people stopped using it, which is not good at all. So I've been a critic of what has happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, of course, forked off on August 1st, and truthfully, I didn't know a lot about it. And a lot of people make this assumption that I know Roger Ver very well. We're like best buddies, and because he spent, and I'll tell you what the cost was, we're raising the rates dramatically next year. It was $9,000 to be the sponsor of the conference. If anyone knows me, $9,000 is not a big deal. I'm not changing all my opinions. So first of all, they sponsored it last year as well, and that's before Bitcoin Cash even existed, so this is not a Bitcoin Cash conspiracy. Really, once I found out what was going on and found out what Roger and some other people were doing with Bitcoin Cash, I was supportive of it because I saw Bitcoin is actually, they've been very outspoken about this. They don't want it to be digital cash anymore. They want it to be digital gold. If that's the case, that's a big change. That's a night and day shift from what Bitcoin was initially meant to be. In the white paper, said it's supposed to be a peer-to-peer digital cash. Now, all the people that are supportive of what's going on with Core are saying, well, it's okay if it costs quite a bit. It's okay if it takes some time. It's really secure though, so it's a digital gold. Okay, well, if that's the case, we still need a digital cash. So what would be the best option? And some people will say, why don't you talk more about Dash, which I recommended around $2 about 2 years ago. Why don't you talk more about Litecoin? Well, actually, I've never been a huge fan of Litecoin. I've just seen it as sort of like a gimmick. Although I've gotten more positive on Litecoin recently because of some of the changes being made. But the most obvious is Bitcoin Cash, because anyone who held Bitcoin before August 1st already has Bitcoin Cash. It already has the market. People already understand it. So if that ends up being the digital cash, then great. And just to let people know, we have a conference here called Cryptopulco, the last day of Anarchapulco. We actually invited 3 very pro-core speakers, and they were all on the list 1 month ago to speak. It was Trace Mayer, a good friend of mine. It was Jimmy Song, one of the top coders for Bitcoin Core. And, the other one wasn't actually invited, so it was 2. And Tone Vase went on Twitter and said, we're all a bunch of scammers. I immediately tweeted him and said, I'll pay your hotel, I'll pay your airfare to come here and speak and tell everyone what a bunch of scammers we are. He did not respond. I sent him 2 emails. He did not respond. Jimmy's song canceled about 2-3 weeks ago with no explanation. We asked him, no response. Trace Mayer canceled. Trace is more of a personal issue, but still.
Trace is an awesome guy.
Yeah, we're good friends. But those were the 3 Bitcoin Core people. Actually, Tone won't show up. And the other 2 canceled. So that was just a sort of a happenstance.
Yeah, see, that is a huge problem because obviously when you're trying to, present your point of view, canceling doesn't look too good. And, I've been very supportive of Bitcoin. I have a lot of faith in Bitcoin. A lot of people think those that are involved in Bitcoin Cash, I have both. Like I said, very unifying issue, blockchain, and I think the market will decide, if people like Bitcoin Cash, they will buy Bitcoin Cash. If people like Bitcoin, they will buy Bitcoin. The market will decide, and the market is always right. With that said, I mean, there are obviously real issues with Bitcoin Core development, and I want to see it succeed. I think we all do. I mean, no one wants to let go of that Bitcoin, the first real cryptocurrency.
I sold some Bitcoin actually December, January, over $15,000. So I've been quite happy about that. Part of the reason I sold was I just wasn't liking what I was hearing about it. That was the first Bitcoin I've ever really sold for like fiat cash and just left it in fiat cash for a little bit, which turned out very well. But it was so hard for me to sell my first Bitcoin because I love Bitcoin like that. Like I've been here for 7 years talking Bitcoin, like I love it. And so if anything, it's just kind of hurtful that so many things are going in a direction that I don't agree with, that I did sell some. But I do still hold quite a bit, and I basically hold about even, just like you, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, and there is some politics involved, of course, too, in making sure that Bitcoin doesn't scale. I've seen that over the past year or so. A lot of exchanges refuse to implement SegWit, and yeah, SegWit is still antiquated compared to many of the qualities of Bitcoin Cash, but it's a step in the right direction, and we need to be taking these steps. And, Bitcoin Cash has great fundamentals. Maybe you don't agree with, or you have a conspiracy theory or something about, how Roger Ver might be involved in this or that. I suggest people look at the fundamental value of something rather than look into the personal issues involved with different people. I mean, like I said, this is so unifying. So you're looking at the potential to destroy war and destroy central banks. Because you've destroyed war, they play into each other. I mean, think about how dependent war is on the monetary system and how dependent the monetary system is on war. I mean, World War I, World War II, Korea War, Cold War, Vietnam War, every war after 1987, Gulf War, 2001, Afghanistan, Iraq, and then 2008, Libya, Yemen, all those. I mean, this...
Ron Paul, who is here, has a great quote. He says, it's no coincidence that the century of total war was also the century of total central banking, which was the 20th century. The Federal Reserve was founded in 1913. You can't have these big wars without central banking. So to your point, yes, if we can get rid of the monopoly on money with government through things like cryptocurrencies, we could see all wars just disappear.
Yeah. And see, this is why I don't understand why, like, some people turn into rabid dogs. They love Bitcoin Cash and they know you like Bitcoin and they attack you for it. Or the other way around, they love Bitcoin and they hate Bitcoin Cash and they attack you for it. Instead, I mean, when someone's investing in stocks, for example, do you go, you're an idiot for investing in that stock, you should invest in that stock? No, that doesn't really ever happen. I mean, people decide with the demand of their dollar what they want. So the division in this community based on that will only hold us back from the true potential of cryptocurrency.
If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell beside the subscribe button to ensure you get notified of future important videos and live streams.